my name is Aaron. I'm the project director for Alaska. Our team was actually headed to the village of Rampart. And when we got to the river, the work for Rampart closed. There was some weather that prevented us from getting there. And so we actually turned back and we went to Minto. And we spent a few days in Minto, but during that time, we felt like God was opening up our heart to try and pioneer a new village that we hadn't been to. And so Sam and Rob, the local partners here, the contacts, the Last Frontier Ministry, we went in the plane to a town called Manly Hot Springs. It's a village, it's a small town. And what's pretty awesome is God had already prepared the way. When one door shut, another one had been totally open, and we were supposed to go there. When Sam and Rob first got there were two Christians that were waiting at the airport. They'd never been to there, and they were able to find out how to start a VBS. They went to the local bar, and they said, they walked up to the bartender and said, how would we start a VBS? Of course, the bartender was looking at him like, you're in a bar here. And he said, I don't really know. If you were going to do something like that, you probably need to do it in school or something. And he said, we don't know where the teacher is. You'd have to try and find him. Well, guess who walks in right then and there? The school teacher. There's only two of them in that village, and he happened to be living right next to the school. Well, that was just the first part of it. So they set up a meeting to meet the next day and talk about possibly doing a vacation Bible school. So that's when me and Sam and Rob flew there. We were together. And when we got there, we started to look around for a school teacher named Fargo. And Fargo actually met us on the road. And so instantly we jumped in his car and we were shown the school, and the favor of God was just absolutely amazing. Within 45 minutes, we had complete use of the public school for Vacation Bible School. This school had a full kitchen. It had everybody got really quiet, so I got weirded out by that. So it had a full kitchen, had full bathrooms, showers, everything. And he said, this is yours to use. And there was something really interesting about how much he was pushing. There was something behind it. He was really pushing towards us, and the favor was just so amazing. He also started to get on the phone with all people that had children in the village, and started to call and started to spread the word. Hey, what do you think about doing a VBS? And for the next 4 days, Sam and Rob and I are kind of like real time, so they're trying to plan out the next 4 days for this trip. And he's sitting there on the phone talking, and he's like, okay, yeah, so they're going to be doing a VBS. When are you guys doing a VBS? And he looks at us, we're like, 4 days. And then he says, so what time? What time are we doing this? And we're looking at it. Doing this really? And so let's just make it for 1:30 tomorrow. And so he got off the phone, he started to spread the word, and then we went over to his house, and one of the ladies that was in the village that had a lot of the children was there. And so we got to spread the word right to her right then and there. And the interesting thing about all of this is that there was these small little logistical challenges and details that, from a leader, you probably look at and be like, we can manage, but it is something we have to take care of, such as food. One of the things was when we were in Minto, a lot of the native kids had actually come in and they were snacking on our food, which is fine. We wanted to minister to them. but that had left a shortage for us. And one of the things that Fargo said in particular was kind of like a key for us. It's a goofy little thing, but for us, we're just like, you know what, God, you've got all this totally taken care of. We were missing chips, little bags of chips, which was part of our lunch. It's not really a big deal, but kind of a big deal when you got a bunch of hungry teenagers. And when Fargo was showing us around, he took us through the kitchen and then he took us to the pantry. He's like, by the way, we've got some extra food here. I want you to eat all of it. Well, right there in front of us, yeah, you guessed it, was just as many bags of chips as we needed, and then some. The exact, not even like just bag of chips, it was the exact that had been taken away, and we were thinking about replacing it. So it was like, that was one thing. And then another thing was, we had used up one of our ministry things, which was s'mores. It sounds goofy, but that was one of the ministries we did, having campfire and s'mores, and we had left that at the other village. Well, the lady that we met at Fargo's house, when we were talking to her, she's like, oh yeah, it'd be great if you want to like hang out with them. I've got stuff like s'mores that I can bring over and popcorn. And so it was just one more thing that is showing us, hey, God's kind of leading this thing. And so that was the start of it. The ending of it, I'll let you hear it from Elizabeth. But you know what?
Yeah, so I apologize for the bad quality. It was the only 5 minutes that him and I could like sit down and do this, and it was on the bus when he was taking us to the airport. So I know it's kind of hard to hear, but if you didn't hear, they go to Manly, and Rob and Sam have been trying to get in this village for a couple months, and no one's calling them back. And so they just fly in, and they meet 2 Christians at the airstrip there. And then they walk to the bar, and they're like, can we hold a VBS anywhere? Who would we talk to? And they're like, I don't know. You'd have to talk to the school teacher, but I don't know where he's at, because Manly's very spread out. And then the school teacher walks into the bar and talks to them, and he's like, yeah, come. And most of the people there are not Christians. They have one church, a Baptist church, but I don't think a whole lot of people attend. But the school teacher was like, we really want you guys to come. Like, we'll do whatever it takes. And at this point, it was on Friday, because Aaron flew into the village Friday morning just to make sure that everything was okay for us, because you don't want to take kids unsafe places. And they had the whole school we could use, and yeah, like we were afraid of running out of food because we have 3 teenage boys on our trip, and they eat constantly. And then with the village kids eating, everything's just very planned out because supplies are limited. And then he's like, oh, we have a whole pantry you can use, and feel free to eat it up. And it was just really cool because you know that, like, at least we knew that God was like really sending us there. So you can go to the next slide. This is Manly. That's the water airstrip. The total population is about 89. It's located on the Tanana River in interior Alaska, and it used to be a resort and mining town. There are hot springs there. You'll see a picture of those later. But I'm just going to refer to it as Manly because it's a lot less of a mouthful. But so they used to have like 500 people, and then in like probably like 50 years ago or something, the resort burnt down. So then people weren't coming in as much. As you can see, it's about dead center in Alaska where the big red dot is. And it's about 4 hours away from Fairbanks and 3 hours from Minto. So Friday night when we found we were going there, we packed up our stuff and headed down on the bus. And there's 17 kids in the town. So they divide up, there's 2 classes in the school. There's the elementary class and there's the middle and high school class. And a husband and wife are the teachers. So the husband, Fargo, he teaches the middle school and high school, and the wife teaches elementary school. You can go to the next one. We joked, we call ourselves the Manly Women because obviously that's too good of a pun to pass up, so that's us just posing and swatting mosquitoes. And there's the bridge over the slough. It's called Hot Springs Slough, and the kids just jump off the bridge into the water. It's about 12 or 15 foot deep underneath. And the woodshed was a little coffee house. And so the kids all went there to get drinks, and I was tired, so I slept instead, because sleep is more important than coffee to me. So we did that. All right, next page. That's the view from the kindergarten classroom. There's a whiteboard, obviously, and desks, and then the kitchen is on the left-hand side. You can kind of see Galen bending over and putting stuff away in the kitchen. And the hot springs are down below, and they charge, the lady that owns them, she charges like $5 an hour to use them, but she gave us 4 hours for free. Like, so one was one morning and the other one was the next morning, because she had these 2-hour time slots open. We were just joking around, like, yeah, we're really suffering for Jesus in the hot springs, and but it was very relaxing because it had been kind of exhausting. There's really bad mosquitoes in there though, so. But there's grapevines over, and it's just really nice. And then the white building is the Roadhouse / bar. We didn't go there because we didn't really walk around the town a lot, because there's a little store there and stuff, but we pretty much stayed at the school. All right, next. I covered up my words. Ministry in Manly Hot Springs. It was mainly leading VBS for the kids. And then we would host movie nights and campfire nights. And I can go to the next one. In Minto, well, we have devotions we have like personal quiet time every morning. And in Minto, the one day, I was just really feeling frustrated because like I have no idea where my team's going, and I like to plan things out. And it was just kind of an exhausting day. And so in my quiet time, I was so frustrated because I didn't know what to study, like nothing was coming to my mind. So I just like flipped through and my Bible and started writing down verses that stuck out to me. And this is one of them, Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And I know that Royal Family Kids Camp has a song about that, and that's always stuck in my head. But on the bus to Manly, we're going through the VBS stuff, and that was the theme verse for the Bible school. So I was like, another confirmation that we're supposed to go to this town. Next one. There. That's us and all the kids, well, most of the kids. And that's the school below, the red building. And so we were feeling exhausted from everything going on, and our first VBS did not go very well. Because you expect when you're doing VBS to be dealing with little kids. Well, a bunch of teenagers walk in, and we're like, this is probably going to be really lame for them. Because like singing crazy songs, and so it was just kind of frustrating that night after we got done with the first VBS. It's like, we're not doing anything here apparently. But we were feeling really tired because we hadn't been sleeping enough, and so the one day we just got together and prayed, and we prayed the verse 2 Corinthians 12:9 over us that says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is perfected in weakness. And that was just amazing, because from then on it got like so much better. It's like, okay, we are weak and inhuman, and we're human and make a lot of mistakes, but I can go to the next one. And that's us holding VBS. We had him act stuff out. We did skits. The little boy in the corner, when we were having a movie night, I was so tired I fell asleep during the movie. And I wake up and there's like a kid in my face. I was like, he's like, you're sleeping. And I was like, yeah, I'm tired. He was like, why are you sleeping? And I was like, I just fell asleep laying here. So then every time I closed my eyes again, he'd be in my face, and he was just a little handful. He was so funny. Then go to the next one. We made snacks with them. We made puppies the one day for snack. We acted out more things and made crafts, and it was just really neat because even through the craziness, we pioneered a new village, and 4 kids got to accept Jesus. And the little boy, he's the school teacher's son. Like, the school teacher and his wife aren't Christians that we know of. I think they're searching, but I didn't really get to talk to them a whole lot, but Aaron did. But that's his little boy that has his arms like sprawled out, and that's the school teacher's son, Mac. And so we're like, oh my gosh, these kids probably think this is so lame. At the end of the week, Fargo, the school teacher, he said, my son, because Mac's birthday was the day after we left, and he was on the phone with his grandma, and he just said, his dad overhears him telling his grandma, oh man, these kids came, and they let a VBS for us, and we got to do all kinds of fun things with them. And he's like, it was just awesome, and I'm really sad they have to go. And Fargo said, my kid never uses the word awesome. Like, so you guys really did something for him. And that was just cool, because he was one of the older kids, but he was one that became a Christian. And it was just a blessing to be there. And go ahead, Ab. And we also got to visit a farm. His name's John Dart is the farmer. He's over there with Rachel and I in that picture. And he gave us a tour. We were going to help him out, but he spent the whole time giving us a tour and just letting us try his fruit. And it's organic farm. And he says that he uses his farm as a way to provide employment to the town, because there's not a lot of employment. He uses it to provide food for the town. That way they don't have to keep flying it in, because you can come pick it. And he uses it to provide hope to the town. And I just thought that was really cool. And then after we did that, hold on, go back for a second. No.
Sorry.
There you go. Then we got ready to leave Manly, and we were taking one of the kids home because he was staying in town for Bible school, and then we were going to drop him off when we drove out. And on the way out, Zooey is very much a girly girl. I admire that she can be fashionable on a missions trip to Alaska. It was really funny, and she was a cheerleader, so she's a very girly girl. And we're driving out, and Ian, the kid that's riding with us, he's like, back there's the mall. She was like, what? There's a mall here? I want to go here. And she's like, are you telling the truth? He's like, well, it's actually the dump, but you can pretty much find anything there, so it's like, so we were laughing. It was so funny. You can go to the next slide. What we do for fun. There's me. I got to drive a boat in Minto. That's the guy that made us the moose soup. His name's Keith. So he let me drive his boat. That was pretty awesome. The boys took my camera and took selfies on it. We play games like Ninja. We pretend to be modeling. We play games called